Hi everyone. So I noticed that a lot of you have problems with assignment one, the last question. I think it was question 7. Doesn't really matter. However, this is a short tutorial on how to go through this question. So basically, you were given a lot of information, and you were asked to deduct uh, another information from this given info. So what I like to do with this type of question is that I start by visualizing, like I usually like to do, and filling everything that I don't know inside the diagram while I'm doing. And just by doing that, the question solves itself. Let's try that. So we were given that in a class of 65 students, 25 of them speak Spanish, 32 are excellent cooks, and 50 love dogs. So I just start by visualizing that. I have three circles. I know that all of them together are 65. 25 speak Spanish, so I know that 25 speak Spanish. 32 are excellent cooks. And 50 love dogs. Now, my main target here is that to fill every space inside these circles. For example, I need to know the number of people in this area and the number of people in this specific area and here and here and here, etc. And if you can do that, you will find the question just solves itself. How can you do that? Just read every line and try to extract every possible information from this line. For example, there are 18 Spanish speakers who don't cook, right? So I know that this area, 18 people, they are Spanish speakers, but they cannot cook. And I can also extract the fact that the rest of Spanish speakers can cook. If there are 18 of them can't cook, then the rest of them can cook. So the intersection between these two circles, which is this part, are 7 people. It's very important to notice that these two 18 and 7 people cover two areas. For example, this 18 cover like this part of the Spanish speaker, but also it covers some of the intersection between Spanish speakers and dog lovers, because you have 18 people who cannot cook. These 18 might be only Spanish speaker, but they can also be dog lovers. They can be Spanish speaker dog lovers that cannot cook. And also the same thing applies to the other statement. You have 7 people who can speak Spanish, but you don't really know 7 people who can speak Spanish and cook, but you don't really know how many of these 7 can or love dogs. So you know that this whole area are 7 people, but notice that there are this part here of people who speak Spanish can cook, and this small tiny part here for people who can speak Spanish, can cook, and also love dogs. Keep that in mind. We so continue reading. There are 21 dog lovers who are excellent cooks. So these are dog lovers. These are the excellent cooks. You know that the intersection between the two are 21. So this area here is 21. It's probably better to do it vice versa. 21. Now, these 21 are dog lovers, can cook. Some of them are dog lovers can cook only, but maybe some of them are dog lovers can cook and also speak Spanish. We don't know that. However, from this statement, we can also know that the rest of the dog lovers are not excellent cooks. 21 of them are excellent cooks, then the rest are not excellent cooks. So the rest of the dog lovers, this part here, are 29. Also notice that this 29 covers this part too. There are 29 people who love dogs and cannot cook, but you don't know how many of these 29 can also speak Spanish, besides the fact that they can cook and they love dogs. The last line is that, the last line is the key actually. There are 4 cooks who speak Spanish and do not love dogs. So you know that this part here, people who can speak Spanish, so here they do not love dogs, so then they are here and they can cook, so here. Remember when we said that, let's try another color. Remember when we said that there are 7 people for this whole area? These 7 people are divided into people who satisfy the 3 circles and people who only satisfy speak Spanish and can cook. Now we know that there are 4 people who can cook, does speak Spanish, and do not love dogs. So we know that this part here is 4, and the part that satisfy the whole 3 circles, this here is 3. Because the whole area is 7. From the last line, we know that 4 of them are in this area. Then logically, the rest are 3. We still have 2 areas actually, which is this area and this area. If we can know these 2 areas, so basically we have everything. This part is a little bit tricky, so let's start with this. You see that this area is covered in this 18 and in this 29. So you kind of like trying to find some sort of a relation between like this group and this group and use this relation to deduce this part only. So let's call this area X, for example. And if you think about it for a moment, you can say that if you sum this group of people, 29 plus this group of people, 18, minus x, I will go through that y minus x now, it will be equal to 65 minus 32. Now, what I just did here, what I just did is that I'm trying to look at this specific area. People who speak Spanish and love dogs, but they can't cook. So basically, I'm like trying to find this area here. So this area, whole 3 circles together are 65. If we take people who can cook from it, you know that 65 minus 32, this will cover this area. And we also know that this area could be this group plus this group. However, this area X is covered once in this group and covered another time in this group. So you don't really need to like add it twice. Hence, you have this minus x here. I know this is a little bit tricky, but you probably need to like pause for a second and think about it. Now, if you solve this equation for x, you can conclude that you can find that x is equal to 14. So this area here is equal to 14. Now you actually should like move forward and try to solve or to find out the value for this area too. However, I will not go through that because it's, if you look at the question, you are not asked about it. So let's go at the questions, and you will find that we actually solved the 3 points. A, you are asked to find out the number of people who speak Spanish and love dogs. So speak Spanish, which is here, and love dogs, which is here. You will find the intersection between the two is actually this whole area. And this area is 14 plus the 3, which satisfy the 3 circles. So you know that this will be equal to 14 plus 3 equal to 17. So to think about this for a moment, this area 14 is people who speak Spanish, love dogs only, but they don't cook. And this 3 is people who satisfy the 3 circles. They speak Spanish, love dogs, and they can cook. So people who speak Spanish and love dogs are 14. They only speak Spanish and love dogs. But also there are 3 people who speak Spanish, love dogs, and can cook. So the summation is 17. Next thing you are asked about is that the people who love dogs and cannot cook. So people love dogs, which is here, they cannot cook. So actually it's this part, and you can see that it's equal to 29. Last thing you are asked about is that people who speak Spanish, excellent cooks, and love dogs, which is this part here. And we previously saw that there are 3 people who satisfy the 3 circles. I know it's kind of hard to understand. However, I hope if you saw the process, maybe this might help. Thank you very much and have a good day, like usual.